Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we are taking a look at another vintage LEGO Harry Potter set. I am so excited to share with you guys the LEGO Harry Potter Gryffindor. That's just what this set was called, Gryffindor. So let's go into the details real quick. We'll just jump right in. This is set number 4722 Gryffindor from 2001. It has 68 pieces with one minifigure, and at the time retailed for $10, which was the going rate for all three of these sets. And brand new, it would cost you $65 today and used $36. So this is cheaper than the Hermione one, which we just went over, which is fine. I kind of went over why I think the Hermione one was so sought after, and I feel like this one sits in the middle of the pack because it's got some really cool elements, and then Harry Potter is the most nostalgic to me, but probably the least sought after. All of them though have fantastic qualities, which I'd like to cover in whole in a video showcasing all three of these sets together now that I finally have them. And so let's go right into this set and kind of talk about it. It's got some, again, fun features. So let's start with Ron Weasley. And for the sake of this video, I am just keeping his accessories on. They gave him a clear blue wand, which is a really interesting choice. He has a briefcase as well as his star cape. And I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one who thought that the stars were supposed to go on the outside, but that's not the case. LEGO has the stars on the inside, and I actually just learned that recently, like within the last few years. And I also am pretty sure this Ron is a reuse from the Chamber of Secrets Ron, I think, like the Rescue Harry from Privet Drive, if he came in that set, or the train. So there he is, very classic bowl cut Ron, just a very familiar LEGO minifigure with that old gray pants. So setting Ron aside, just like the other ones, we have two little scenes and they are divided by this cardboard backer, which is so cool. Again, I've mentioned it before that just the fact that these have an illustrated non-LEGO art style backed up with the, early 2000s LEGO gives an element of Harry Potter nostalgia that is really hard to define if you weren't alive or into Harry Potter at the time of this. And I think that this backer is both a reason that people want these sets and a reason why they don't want these sets. So for newer Harry Potter collectors, it might seem very off-putting. Others might appreciate the nostalgia, but as you can tell, this backer takes place in the Gryffindor Tower, which is very different than what we see in the movies. This illustration was done before the movies, to my knowledge. And so we'll start with the common room, and then we'll go into the dormitory. And I'm just going to set Ron over here because I don't need him. All right. There we are, taking a closer look. We have a dark purple base plate, which I really like. That is a unique color for sure. And again, the translucence and strange color choices of these sets designed for girls is just very unique and never again replicated. We get a lot of color choices that came over from other girls' LEGO lines, like probably Paradisia or I can't think of another single girl line, but nonetheless, I recognize these flowers from other girl sets. And we have a big comfy chair, which is talked about a lot in the movies, as well as what looks to be an oil lamp and a translucent pink mug. We do have a dark owl on the top there, as well as a printed image of the fat lady that guards the common room going into Gryffindor. It does flip around, which is pretty fun, into two fires, which is less scenic than the fat lady, but makes more sense if you're supposed to have a fireplace. So this set, this side, I suppose, is relatively bare compared to the other ones in this line, but I think that it accomplishes what it needs to pretty well. We have a fire, a study place, and a chair, so pretty cute. And then this is the dormitory. So we only have one bed, but it is probably the coolest Gryffindor dormitory bed I've ever seen, for sure. That's definitely what makes this set. We have scabbers here. It was very important that LEGO included a small rat. We have a little cabinet, though nothing's in it, held up by some pink cones, as well as a purple wizard's hat. And then we have a little fabric piece, and it is wrinkly because this was a pre-owned set, but this fabric piece holds on these little privacy covers. I can't remember what they're called officially, but they're very pronounced in the book, and you don't see them as much in the movies, but it's really cool that you get that. So if we flip it around, we actually get a better look. And I've stored the two books that come in this set in the bed because my biggest complaint with this set is there's no good place to put these books. Obviously, they don't have anywhere to stud in because that was just a thing back then with these old books, but The other two sets have an actual place for them. So those I just kind of set on Ron's bed like he'd been studying. The other really interesting non-Lego item or element in this set is this little blanket. It's so cute and so weird that it would be included in a Lego set. I also said that I didn't need Ron again, but I do because I want to showcase him sleeping in the bed. So this was really cute. I kind of wish that it had a bunk bed or multiple beds. I guess a bunk bed isn't accurate, but look at that. Is that not adorable? Like you can cover up Ron with a little non-Lego blanket. It's actually Lego, I guess, but it's this like little thick piece of fabric. And I'm sure again that it was reused from something else in another girl related set because that's not really a boy piece. And, it's so cute. I love the covers and truly the detail on this, though the coloring is inaccurate, the detail is exquisite. You know, including a blanket for Ron, having him have his like little bed drapings. It's so cute. Overall, this is such a fun little set. I also did want to add this in. So all of the manuals look something like this, and all of them have regular numberings in the corner, with the exception of this manual only. And I just want somebody to explain to me what's going on here, okay? So we have 10, and it's been totally normal. And then we jump to 11. And why does it look like that? I almost feel like these were instruction numbers for a, see, 12's normal. 13's normal, 14's weird, 15 is weird, and 16 is weird. It doesn't match the style of this set whatsoever or the other manuals, so hear my crazy theory, okay? When they were designing these manuals, they would have used a computer software, probably to design all the different Lego manuals, and I bet you that these numbers transposed into this Harry Potter set and actually belong on a different manual for a different Lego theme. That's my guess, and I feel like I'm right. So if anybody can tell me like yes or no on that, but it's super funny because like I was looking, oh, nope, I say that, and look at that. Hermione's pages have those numbers as well. But why is it only those? And then it just jumps to like 12, 13's normal, and then 11's weird, and they don't do it for any of the early numbers. Still, I stick with what I say. I think that those are actually numbers for a different theme and they snuck into Harry Potter. But nonetheless, there is Gryffindor. That's all that's called, Gryffindor. Would have been really cool to see a Slytherin, but we do technically get a Slytherin set later on. It is just the common room, but you can kind of, you know, compare them that way. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and stay tuned. I'm going to do an overview of all three sets together, so be sure to check that one out. Catch you on the next one, guys. Bye.